Hello everyone, Justin here. Today we're going to draw a ladybug, and this is really going to be easy. So let's start by drawing a horizontal line, and then from here we're going to draw the center line, just a short indication. We'll keep it perpendicular to that first line, and let's add another line down here just so we know where to go. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to draw an oval here, but slightly pointed at the tip down here. So we're going to go out first, so let's go ahead and do that. Out first, start going in, and then curve right at the tip here. Now that we have this as a reference, we'll try to follow that going on the right side. So we're going to start here, and we're going to go as wide as, say, right here based on that. So let's go ahead and start, hit that dot, and then start heading in and try to round out that tip. Alright, it's not perfect, but that's okay. So let's go ahead and do the head, and what we're going to do here is continue this curve essentially so that it follows this curve going up here, maybe about this far, and this part's going to be pretty rounded. So let's just go ahead and start, and it levels off here, so it's kind of flat at the top or fairly rounded, and then over to the right side. And I'm just going to make this part a little bit thicker to fix my curve. So now what we're going to do is we'll go ahead and draw the spots, and this one appears somewhat triangular, so let's just go ahead and color that in. And then on either side, right about the midpoint, there'll be a dot on each side. This one's a little bit rounder. And then on this side. Couple more dots here at the bottom. We'll draw these ovals. So these dots are more or less circular, but because the body's starting to curve in right here, you end up with the circle turning into an oval. So we'll do another one right here. Alright, and then a small dot right here on the side. Okay. So now up here we've got this head part is actually black, so we're gonna go ahead and draw the outline for these yellow spots, and one's up here, two are up here, and then one on either side right here. So now we can go ahead and color this in. Okay, like I said, the head is black. So now what I'm going to do is switch over to a thinner marker and continue drawing this center line now, except with this thin marker. Couple thin lines next to each other. Okay. You can see now why I wasn't that worried about trying to correct this curve here by going over it again with the marker, because this head's black anyway. And this side is going to be kind of in the shadow. I'm going to shade this somewhat, and so this part of the yellow part is going to be sort of in shadow, so I'm just going to go ahead and add a couple lines there. And I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of shading here as well. So I'm going to say put in a shadow line there, and this one's catching a lot of light, but this side won't catch as much light, but it's still curved, so I'm going to put the shadow line up there a little bit higher than the one on the left. So to continue on and draw the form shadow, I'm just going to draw a bunch of parallel lines and continue it on to the right side. Okay, To add a little bit of a gradient here, I'm going to add another shadow line following this but a little bit further down, and same here. And I'm going to go ahead and add more parallel lines, and that'll make it immediately darker just by adding another set of lines. Another way of adding a little bit darker tone here would be to have done a crosshatch, and instead of all parallel I would go at a diagonal, and again that just makes it a little bit darker. And actually what I'll go ahead and do right here is I'll add a third shadow line, and I will go ahead and go a different direction this time, just for the heck of it, just to show you that you can really do whatever you want. And oftentimes I don't even go this strict as far as a direction of the lines, I just go wherever. Alright, so next let's go ahead and draw these little things that stick out of the head, and we'll just kinda roughly draw them in. And I'm not using really straight lines here, I'm just kinda making it kinda sketchy like, because it isn't perfectly smooth. So the legs, let's do the front legs first. So it's gonna stick out a little bit here, kinda like a triangle. And so we're going to do the first section here, second section, as a tapering shape here, where it's wider, more distally. So again we're going to draw like a little triangle starting point, that first section, draw a line up, and then the distal part, distal is just away from the body, is wider than the proximal, proximal meaning close to the body. So after that we'll go ahead and add another segment here, and we'll just kind of make this up here where it gets a little bit thinner to the tip, like that. And what I'll do is I'll go ahead and darken the right side of these. Same with here, just kind of in a sketchy way. And then go ahead and add this section. And then the third. Just like that. Okay, so let's draw the next pair of legs. Again, we'll put a triangular section on either side and shade that in. Again, we'll do a segment here that's tapers out a bit, narrower proximally and wider distal, and leaving a lighter area right there. And this just gives it more form, more substance. And again, just like here, we'll go ahead and draw the distal sections, kind of like in a sketchy way, maybe a little hook there at the end. And we'll do the same here. So now that I've drawn one side, I usually try to look at it while I draw the second side, just so I have a reference now, and I can kinda try to make it symmetric. Okay, so then we've got the third pair of legs. So again, we'll just draw a triangular first part here, and then same thing, narrow proximally and getting wider distally. Shade in the shadow, the form shadow, and same here. Okay, I'm darkening this side a little bit more, just because I'm looking at it as being in even more in shadow than the left side. And then this leg then kind of goes out this way. So I'll go ahead and draw that left side first. And we've got a little hook here at the end. So now, as I said before, I'll look at this, the one I already did, as our reference, and kind of do the other side the same way. Okay, alright, so this area is a little bit flat, so what I'll do is I'll just add a couple extra lines here just to show that there's a curve here as well, just like there's a curve here where we put in these shadow lines already. You can tell right away by just doing this, it immediately makes it look like it's rounded. And I'll go ahead and add a little bit of that up here as well by the eye, and that's pretty much it. We're done. This is a ladybug that's pretty easy to draw. We can color this later on and go from there. Thanks a lot for watching, and please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and let me know what you think of this video in the comments below. Thanks, and I'll see you next time. Have a great day.